Happy Tuesday. It is April 21st, and our math lesson today is going to be on height. So if you want to get your math book and crayons and a pencil and get ready, we are going to begin by using our PowerPoint first. So this is comparing height, and I'm going to get this into a slideshow so it'll be a little bit easier for you to all see it. So comparing height. So we're going to begin with a little warm-up problem of the day. It says to write the number neighbors, one less and one greater. So I am going to do maybe 2 or 3, and then I'm going to let you continue this on your own separately. So starting with the first one. So we have the number 17. So we ask ourselves, what is one less? That would be the number that comes just before 17. So think for just a moment, what comes just before 17? If you have a number line or if you can count backwards, then you might be able to figure it out quicker. But the number is 16. So if you got that correct, you can pat yourselves on the back and say, good job, me, because that's a little tough. So we have 16. So counting in order, 16, 17, then what number is going to come after 17, which would be 1 greater. Right here it says 1 greater. So the number after 17 would be 18. And that would look like this. Whoops. Oh, there we go. So the number just before is 16. The number right after is 18. 16 is 1 less, and 18 is 1 more. So we're working with 1 less, and I'm going to draw an arrow over here. This shows 1 less, and 1 greater would be this one. So now moving on to the next one over here. Actually, we'll go down the column here. So the number just before 13, think for just a moment. What number do you think that is? Say it out loud. If you guessed 12, that is correct. Then what is 1 greater? 1 more than 13 would be 14. Excuse me. And now coming down to 18, the number just before, 1 less than 18, say it out loud. If you said 17, that's correct. What's 1 greater than 18? Would be 19. All right, and then over here we have 20. So you can, well, maybe I should do it with you. I guess I'll just keep doing it with you. So think out loud, what is the number that is 1 less than 20? Would be 19. The number 1 greater than 20, think it, say it, 21. Then down here, the number that's 1 less than 12, 11. 1 greater than 12, 13. Down here, the number's 15, 1 less is 14. 1 greater is 16. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next part. So now we're focusing on the lesson today. That was just a little warm-up. When we compare height, we use the words taller. So we have this word right here, very important, taller, and shorter, and the same height. So it's similar to longer and shorter, but now it's facing up. Now everything is going up towards the sky. So we can see here we're going to start over here on the far right with the smaller tree. This one is shorter because if you look at the top of the tree, it is smaller and shorter than this tree. This tree is taller than this one because it comes up higher. And then this one over here is the same height because we can see here that these are the same height. They're just as tall. Next, we can also use the words tallest and shortest to compare height when we're looking at animals. We can do that with all kinds of things, not just trees. So we see here that this seal is the shortest, okay, shortest. So out of all three of these, this one is the shortest. And we put shortest, EST at the end to show that it is the most. Then this one is in the middle, and then this one is tallest. So we can see here, looking at the top of his head, and you can see if we draw a line across, that he is this much taller than this seal, and even taller than the shortest seal. The next one is looking at lamps. So we have one lamp here and one here. Look and see which one do you think is shorter. Point to the one that's shorter. And then I'm going to circle it. If you picked this one, that is correct. This one is shorter. Next. Circle the llama that is shortest. So look at their height right here. Look at this one and this one. Point to the shortest. That's going to be the one that is the most. And that would be this one. This one is the shortest out of all three llamas. Circle the lollipop that is taller. So now think taller. Which is going to be highest? Is it this one? Look here at the top of the lollipop and look at this one. Point. If you picked this one, that's correct. Circle the ship that is tallest. So look at this one, and this one. Think it, then point. If you picked this one, that's correct. Circle the nets that are the same height. So that's going to be there are two that look exactly the same. So point to the two with your fingers. And if you picked this one and this one, that is correct. Make a cube train that is taller than the box. Click the green cubes to add cubes to your train. So we want to make a cube train that's going to be taller than the box. So it has to be higher than this. So I'm going to click. I have to get rid of my pen first. If it'll let me. Okay, I'm going to click on this. Okay, look and ask yourself, is it taller? No, I don't think it's taller. It's almost the same height, but not exactly. Not yet. It's not taller. Now is it taller? Look up here. You can even probably, oops, sorry about that. So look here, we can see it is taller than the box. Make a cube train that is shorter than the candle. Click the green cubes to add cubes to your train. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because we can add a couple and it still is shorter. If we look here, we can see that the flame goes much higher. So my cube train is shorter than the candle. Make a cube train that is the same height as the cereal box. So now we're going to look up here at the top of the cereal box and we want to make a cube train that's going to be exactly the same height. So look at it. Am I going to keep adding? Ask yourself, do I keep adding linking cubes? If the answer is no, you can do a thumbs up. a thumbs down. If you think yes, a thumbs up, or you can say the answer out loud. If you think we're going to add more, that is correct. Here comes another one. Is it the same height yet? No. Let's try one more. Now is it the same height? Yes, it is. Show what you know. Circle the unicorn that is shortest. So which one is shortest out of all three? If you picked this one, that is correct. Oops. Oh, all right. I can't get my pen right now. So this one is the shortest. This is the one we would circle. And the tallest would be this one. We would put an X. Very good. Excellent. You did great. And it says that you can find something in your room that is shorter than your pencil, and then you can find something that is taller than your pencil. Also, you might want to try finding something that is shorter than you and maybe something that's taller than you. So that is the end of our PowerPoint. Now we're going to move on to our friend. So how can you compare the heights of two objects?
Good morning! I'm waiting for my friend. We're going to look for some breakfast together. Hey, I have an idea. Let's play a guessing game. Can you guess who my friend is? Here are some clues. My friend is small and likes to fly. He lives in a nest. Can you guess who my friend is? Click the fence to see if you're right. So, did you make the right guess? Great! It's my friend Roberto the robin. Hey, do you see the two signs? Roberto likes to sit on the sign that's taller. He likes to watch what's going on. And he can see all the comings and goings when he's high up. But I'm not exactly sure which sign is taller. So what can we do? Hey, I know! We can compare the heights of the signs. Let's learn how to do that.
Two trees are next to each other in Ben's yard. He wants to know which tree is taller. How can he tell? The height of a tree is how tall the tree is. To compare heights, the objects should line up at the same place. The trees in Ben's yard are right next to each other, so they both start at ground level. The object that goes up higher is taller. You can look at the tops of the trees to find the one that's taller. The tree on the left is higher than the other tree, so it's taller. Select the tree that's shorter.
Okay, point to the one you think is shorter. If you guessed this one, that's correct.
That's right. The top of this tree is lower than the other tree, so it's shorter. Ben can tell which tree is taller by seeing which tree is higher. The tree on the left is taller, and the tree on the right is shorter. The trees would be about the same height if neither one was taller or shorter. Try making a cube tower that's taller than the orange cube tower. You need to begin building your tower at the same starting point as the orange tower. That way you can make sure your tower is taller. Now, how many cubes does the orange tower have? 5 cubes. Use these blue cubes to make a cube tower that's taller than the orange tower. Begin by dragging the first cube here. Continue building your cube tower until it's taller than the orange cube tower. Click the check mark when you're done.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep adding. Ask yourself, is it taller yet? The answer is no. It's shorter still. Is it taller yet? No. Oh, it's the same, but is it taller? Nope. You have to keep going until it is taller. That's probably should be good enough.
Great! Your cube tower is taller than the orange cube tower because it's higher. Now let's practice with the personal math.
All right, so now we're going to be using our math books, and we're going to start with the first page here, page 473 for lesson 2 on comparing height. So I want you to make sure you have a crayon handy or a pencil, and we're going to draw a circle around this chair right here. Go ahead and do that with me because this chair is taller. And then we're going to mark an X on this chair because we can see that this chair is shorter than the other chair. And we can tell by looking at the chairs, the tops of the chairs, the backs of the chairs actually. We can see here that both of them are on the ground on the line. And then we look here, we can see that this one is shorter than this one. So using the words shorter, taller, or same height is what we're going to be working with today. Let's move on to the next page. And we are going to be looking at linking cubes again, just like we did with our last lesson. So it says place the cubes on the taller cube train. Trace and color the cube. We don't have cubes, so we're just going to color it. So you can use your crayon right now and go ahead and color this cube right here, cube train, because this one is taller than the blue next to it. Now let's take a look over here, and again, you can pause this video at any time if you need to finish something first. Going on to number 2, we're going to make another cube train that is taller than the orange. So just like we practiced before, we start at the very bottom of the cube train on the line. We're going to go up and make a square, just like that, that's about exactly as tall as this first one. And we're going to keep going, and we're just going to keep adding squares, cubes, as we go up, and we're going to keep going until it's taller. And we're not there yet. Whoops, not there yet. Let's go ahead and do one more. And we can see now that this is way taller than this one. And if you want to do the circles, you can. And then go ahead and take your crayon and you can color it. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part. And again, you can pause the tape while you're coloring. Okay, the next page that we're on is going to be focusing on the opposite of taller. So that would be shorter. Now we're focusing on making a cube train that's shorter. So right here, we look at this big, tall, yellow one, and we're going to start down here, and we're going to begin making a cube train that is shorter, not as tall as the yellow. And we don't have to go very tall at all. And there we go. We're just going to do 3. Mine is kind of leaning. So you can color this any color you want. And then you can pause the tape and make your own cube train over here if you would like, or you can do it with me. And now we're going to make again a shorter one. Oops. And maybe I'll do 4 this time. As long as it is shorter and doesn't go up as tall as my green. And now we're going to move on to the very final page with our trees. We see a group of trees here. It says color the trees that are about the same height. So we're going to take a look. We have this one, and this one. Point to the 2 that you think are the same height. if you picked this one and this one, that is correct. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cross them out because it's hard for me to color. You can cross them out, you can circle them, or you can color them if you would like. Then the last part of our math lesson is to draw to show what you know about two cube towers that are about the same height. So we are going to practice doing that, and then we are going to conclude our lesson. So let's just make, whoa, I'm having a hard time here. Sorry. We're going to make a cube. I was trying to make a shortcut, but it didn't work. All right, there is my first tower of cubes. And now I'm going to do a second one, and I want to make sure that they are the same height. So that means they are not going to be shorter or taller than each other. They're going to be the same, just like this. So, and then you can color them afterward. So to conclude our lesson, focusing on our new vocabulary of taller, shorter, and same height. So if we come up and look at our trees, we see that this tree is taller than these two trees. So repeat after me. The tree in the middle is taller than the trees on the side. And the trees on the side are shorter than the tree in the middle. And my cube trains are about the same height. And that concludes our math lesson for Tuesday, April 21st. I hope you enjoyed learning about height. And as was suggested in the PowerPoint, you can look throughout your house and see if you can find objects that are taller than you or things that are shorter than you. And you can use a pencil also and compare it to different objects and see if they are shorter or taller. Using other pencils or crayons, colored pencils, or erasers work perfectly. All right, that concludes our math lesson. I will see you tomorrow and have a great Tuesday. Bye-bye.